Welcome. Today I want to talk about the stance of JoJo's Part 3. And obviously, if you haven't watched JoJo's, don't watch the stand video. Go on Crunchyroll, go on whatever you need to, and go watch it, alright? Start with Part 1, don't skip parts, alright? Just like any other show, you can't skip show seasons or whatever. Start from Part 1. Come on back when you're done Part 3, I guess. Whatever. My main goal is eventually to do it the stand parts for every part of the show leading up to part 7. I won't do anything that's not animated yet because I know a lot of people don't read the manga, especially if you want like the physical copy to read. Like you're what are we on, like part 2, I think, or volume 2 of Steel Ball Run that's actually been put into English. It's kind of sad. Like the anime of Stone Ocean came out before we had a actual like proper English translation of Stone Ocean. Like that's just ridiculous. But whatever. We won't even start with that. I just want to start with talking about Magician's Red. So, the first time we see him obviously is with his fight with Jotaro, where he gets him out of the cell and he wins, whatever. But we really get a good example of just how strong he is with that. Instantly raising the temperature of that room up to like 50 degrees Celsius. It's stupid hot for you dumb Americans. It is 120 Fahrenheit. Alright, that's stupid hot. And obviously he can make it a lot hotter than that. But with him being such a powerful stand, he's got to be pretty close to Abdul himself, just kind of like Star Platinum or The World or any of those other really strong stands. They got to be close. But with that, Magician's Red has some pretty cool abilities and tricks that it can use, right? Like the red binds that we see that he uses to wrap up Jotaro and almost like knock him out unconscious from him not being able to breathe. Later on, we see like a life detector or whatever, which is kind of cool, not really too useful in the showcase of the show, but cool ability nonetheless. And then obviously the crossfire hurricanes, which, just instantly takes out Polnareff, basically incinerates him in their first fight that they have. And then, like, his, what was his name? Hail to you. What the hell is the guy's name? Judgment? There you go. When, Abdul just, like, kicks Judgment, just shatters his armor. That's pretty sick. Like, even, Silver Chariot couldn't do that. They show parts where, Magician Red is able to keep up with Silver Chariot with his thrusts, even with his armor taken off. It's just insane, like, to think of how fast he is. So that obviously gives him an easy A. Star Platinum, the GOAT that he is just instantly an S tier pick. Like anybody that would argue that is just emphatically wrong. Him having the super speed, super strength, super precise, like his punches are accurate all the time. His insane eyesight, like they wouldn't even have figured out where Dio was if it wasn't for Star Platinum. The fact that he could do that silly little Starfinger shit, which is kind of cool. But the main ability that doesn't separate him but makes him definite S tier is him being able to stop time. Being super strong, super fast, and precise with everything is almost S tier in of itself. But then you can add that you can stop fucking time. Of course that makes you S tier. And it makes you better than the other stand that is also a time-stopping stand, but whatever, we'll get into that later. Alright, now the next stand that's on the list, Hermit Purple. Now, there's not really too much to really even talk about Hermit Purple. I'm just gonna put him into C tier. Now, if all the Spider-Man memes about him being able to use it like he was swinging from building to building, okay, that would push him up into B tier, but because I don't think he could do that Spider-Man shit, it's gonna be a C tier. But I'll go into why. So all he really has is divination, right? Like being able to either like destroying the camera and producing a picture of Dio or of information that you need, getting it through the TV. And then like I guess the only other thing he kind of has going for him is that he can use Haman around the vines to kind of keep himself safe from Dio and stuff. But like other than Dio, there's not many vampires, right? Like other than what is it? Kenny G, Vanilla Ice, a little bit with my dog's just going ham in the background. No, I'm trying to do something. What was either way, C tier. He's not that great. Like it's fine, it's cool, but if that was my stand, I would be upset about it. I'd be quite upset that that would be the one I was stuck with. Hierophant Green. Now this one might be kind of controversial. I know a lot of people really like this stand. And obviously a lot of people really like the user Kakyoin, but like I'm just not a huge fan of the stand. I think I think JoJo gets it right in the episode that it's first portrayed. Like it's just a weak, little slimy stand that only likes to be hiding in something. And then when it isn't hiding in something, it's got Emerald Splash, or it can like sprawl itself out and like detect stuff, kind of. Like I don't really think that's very like useful, right? Especially when stronger stands can just deflect Emerald Splash. Like the fact that Star Platinum can, obviously the world can. And him being the final bad guy, like you're useless if that's all you have. Like, and it shows obviously in the last episode with him. Spoiler alert: when he fucking when he fucking dies. Obviously, it just shows how impractical that stand is for that battle, and I think it kind of works with most of them. I don't think he's taking a lot of these stands. Like even the ones that we have right now, he's not taking Star Platinum because he lost to him in the first fight. Especially once he knows how to stop time, he's not stopping him. Magician's Red, I don't know if he's stopping Magician's Red. I think that's cooking him. Good luck getting inside Abdul or trying to do any of that. I think he could just cook the crystals away or like throw enough crossfire hurricanes, not crosshair, but you know. And then obviously I think he would beat Hermit Purp. I think with that, I'm going to rank it a B to be kind of fair with it. I think maybe when we get near the end, I might have to shuffle some of these around. Yeah, this will be just as controversial. I think the Tower of Grey, even though nobody really likes the stand, especially the user's just like a whatever old man. Pretty sure he's an old man. It's just a super fast bug with a xenomorph mouth, which, like, okay, cool, alright. But other than just pure catching bodies, it's not really there to do much. But with that being said, I think it would be super effective against a lot of the stands here. You know, in a one-on-one fight without the stand user being right beside it, I think this one would do decently well. So I want to put it, kind of want to put it in B tier, but we'll put it in C tier as high C tier. If it was me, I'd be putting it in F, if it was for personal preference. Silver Chariot. What an amazingly designed stand for its user. Like, I don't think there could have been a better design for Silver Chariot, for Polnareff. Like, I know it's about the stands, not about the users. But when it just pairs so perfectly with who he is as a person, it's hard not to want to talk about Polnareff with this. But I'll stop. Other than, like, just the chivalry aspect of, like, the knight imagery and everything being paralleled with who Polnareff is as a person is just wonderful. But the stand itself, being an extremely fast, precise, like, swordsman, amazing. Like, super useful combat-wise. Like, other than combat, he's not too useful, but that's still pretty useful, like, compared to, like, the tower or something. Silver Chariot's just gonna beat him, like, where the tower only has speed towards him. Polnareff or Silver Chariot has more than that. Like, it's his speed, it's his strength, it's his precision. The fact he can even pop his armor off and be even faster, which makes him even more of a glass cannon. Pretty nuts. I think the whole popping off his sword thing is kind of gimmicky, and that's why I think it's only used a couple times in the show. And, like, the fact that it can, like, he's able to deflect bullets, you know, being able to even, like, cut the hangman, who's supposed to go at, like, light speed and shit. It's just, like, easy, without me just stuttering on like an idiot. Easy A tier. Higher than Magician's Red. I know he lost Magician's Red, but you know what? I don't know. That one's going to be a flip-flop. That one could go either way, I think. Dark Blue Moon. I don't really even know if I have a lot to say about this one. It doesn't have a lot of moves. Like, I know, you know, it can create barnacles on things that's in the water that, you know, draw out the energy or like the strength of a person and like will continue to infect their body, basically cause them to drown, because that's kind of his whole thing. And then there's his like razor sharp scales and everything that throws into the water. At the end of the day, he hinges on being in water. Kind of other than Magician's Red, all of them all the stands in theory can work underwater. Magician's Rat, I don't know if that would really work too well. But the fact that it's so reliant on being in a body of water, I think kind of goofs him. I don't know. I don't think Hermit Purple's beating him, but I don't really think he's that high tier. But I'll put him in C tier anyways. Strength, the ability to turn a small boat into a really big boat. Now it's cool. It's cool and everything, being able to just turn it into a big warship and being able to attack using the boat itself. That's pretty cool and very creative. But what I think most people remember about the stand itself is the user forever. That orangutan captain was super weird, and I do remember. Now, if you had to convince your friends to watch JoJo's like I had to, you had to apologize for this episode. As soon as this episode came on, they were giving you grief about, oh, what are you making me watch? What is this anime, huh? Because all the rumors, if you're not a JoJo's fan, the rumors don't make the show seem great, alright. This episode really doesn't help that. And so I think because of that, I'm gonna rate this even worse. No, I can't. If it was the user, it would be F tier. It would be delete this. Please delete this. I'm fine with the stand, alright? I guess we'll give it a D. Strength can stay in D. Ebony Devil, kind of a weird stand. It's forces the user to get hurt in order for the stand to trigger. However, then you're able to get away from that first encounter, I guess you're fine, because then you can, send the stand out to go attack by possessing an object or something like that. And then even then, the stand being a lot weaker than a normal one because it's remote and everything. Like, it's kind of a weird situation. Like, I think the one that we see it in the anime is probably the best case. Somebody unsuspecting with a doll that, obviously Chucky wasn't around in this universe, or else everybody would know what the doll was doing. But without I don't really think there's too much more to say about this. I'm just gonna put him above the tower. Yellow Tempest. Now this is a pretty OP stand. Now I think what really holds it back, like a lot of kind of OP stands, is the user. If he just wasn't such a baby and planned better, I think he could have teamed white. The Stardust Crusaders. The fact that he's basically invincible, like he gets some of that goo on you or whatever, you have to cut that limb off if you want to survive. That's pretty overpowered. Now obviously you can just like push him into like a big body of water or something, or like force it so he has to take a breath or something and expose himself. But if you're not facing Jotaro, I think it's almost a easy win. So with that, I think I gotta put him in B tier. I don't know where in B tier I want to put him, but he's gonna be put into B tier. See, yeah, he's almost invincible as long as the stand user's like competent and conscious. He's fine. Like I don't think you're losing. Hanged Man, the stand that can attack through reflections. Now that is a terrifying and I think extremely overpowered stand ability. The only thing that obviously is the drawback is that you can corner it into being forced to leave a reflection before it's gone, like they do in the battle at the very end. Without being like 900 IQ like the Stardust Crusaders are, I wouldn't have figured that out. I would have lost. And I think it could take almost any of them, realistically, in the right situation. That being said, I think he's low A tier, maybe B tier. High B tier, low A tier. So we'll stick him in A tier for now. The Emperor. I think a stand that's really only remembered because of the user, just like Strength. I don't think it's that cool of a stand. Alright, your bullets have aim hacks. That's great. But in a universe where I can have a flaming chicken or some yellow goo protect me from everything, a bullet that's got hacks isn't really that exciting to me. But yet again, better than Hermit Purple. So I think that's just an easy cut and dry one. The Empress. One of the more weirder stands, I guess. The user having to get some blood on the person. Their stand being like a parasite that kind of grows off of them and it attacks the host. It's cool. It's an interesting concept. I like that. But I don't think it's a very useful stand. Especially just like how easily Joseph takes it down. Like, if anything, it just makes me think that I even put Hermit Purple a little too low because of the spirit photography. Like, I think have like divination almost to help you in situations is pretty useful. I'm gonna say it's more useful than having an auto aiming gun in the JoJo universe. And I think this is worse than having a gun. This might almost be worse than having a ship. Cause like you miss the bullet, whoop-de-doo. But like if your little thing gets destroyed, you get destroyed. I think you have to stay like relatively close to the person too. So like they're just gonna notice somebody kind of following them around. Next one, Wheel of Fortune. Like, I don't like the stand, you know, because it's just a vehicle stand, just like the boat one. We had a boat one, of course. We have to have a car one. I'm surprised there's not a plane one. Like it's better than the boat. I'll give you that. It's got gasoline, bullets, stuff like that. It can actually attack outside of its own vessel. So that instantly makes it better than the boat. Above strength, I guess I should have said. So we'll leave it at that. I don't think I want to talk too much about Wheel of Fortune. Justice, an OP stand that doesn't really have too much to say about it. You know, being able to possess somebody through a wound that you make while being made completely out of smoke in a universe that doesn't have hockey, that's pretty goddamn overpowered. And the fact that really only Star Platinum was able to, probably out of any stand, might have been one of the only ones that can actually deal with it by just sucking up the whole stand and suffocating the user. Like, I think he could have defeated her if he had access to the world at that moment, obviously. But with that being said, she's got to be strong A tier. It's got to be strong A tier. It's got to be past Silver Chariot. And now the next one, Lovers. Like, it's an OP. Like, it's not. I don't really care for the stand. I didn't really care for the user too much. Steely Dan, whatever. But the fact that the stand can't really help you in normal combat because of how small it is really hurts it here. And like, I don't even know if I'd want this over the boat. Like, if I had to think about it that way. Like, yes, it's OP, like it's small, it goes inside of you, and basically you can't really do anything unless you had Hermit Purple to be able to see what's going on and everything. But yeah, without that, it's GG if you can't find the user. But I still can't rank it highly. Like I gotta put it dead last. Like, I think it just sucks. I'm not a fan of it. The sun. Now that's a pretty weak stand, and I don't even really want to talk about it much. Like, the user has to be in an air conditioned little like cube to be able to use it. That's not worth it. That's an F tier. That's a horrible stand. Now, right after that, being one of the best stands, Death 13. Oh my god. Now, my love for the episode, I'm going to try not to drag that out here, but the fact that you can go into dreams and kill people in their dreams, and that's how, like, a very Freddy Krueger style stand is super cool, and I think also pretty dangerous in this world. Especially if you don't remember when you wake up, so you have no idea you're being attacked by the stand user the whole time. Unless you're crazy like Cockyween, like carve it into your arm. But I don't think anybody's as crazy as Cockyween and just will start carving stuff into their arm. Like baby stand, okay. But with that all being said, I think, especially if the user was like an adult or something like that, oh, that's S tier. Like, I think that is S tier. Judgment, a pretty okay stand. Like, I don't think it's, I really liked how it was used in the show, but I think just a monkey paw or like a, a fake genie, basically, that like won't provide what you actually want and will harm you. I think it's pretty cool, but the fact that you have to wish upon something for anything to happen is pretty low tier to me, but it is better than the flame. So I don't know if it's, let's just put it right here for now. Low D tier. High Priestess, you know, a stand that can turn into inorganic material, even the complex ones, you know, like the spear, gun, and shoot itself. Cool design and everything, but yet again, with it being such a small remote stand that takes a lot of damage when it gets hurt, I don't really know if it's best stand compared to the rest of these, so I just want to move on quickly from this one because I don't really have that much to talk about. We'll just put it, if it'll let me. There you go. Maybe high C, low B. We'll go high C for now. The Fool, the shape-shifting sand stand. Now this stand I actually really do like. Obviously, most of the main cast characters I really do enjoy. Now it's not the strongest, just like Hierophant. Just being able to transform and everything, water kind of being its weakness, but it does fool like smart people, like Vanilla Ice and everything with its shape shifting. So I think with that, I think he's just got to be a good middle B tier. Jeb, a stand that's basically just a small body of water. This thing's pretty sweet. I think it's pretty versatile and useful too in the grand scheme of JoJo fights. Like, if you were to put him into a bunch of other JoJo fights, I think he is quite useful. He's real strong. Unfortunately, the user I think holds it back on this one, even though I do feel bad saying that. I think with that, I don't even know where to put him. Let's think. Who could he beat? Probably beat this because he could just cut through the rock, beat the puppet, beat the tower. He's in water, but I think he's got to be. I think Jeb's got to be like a high B tier, I think. Hanoum. Now, there's not much to say about Hanoum. It's just transforming your face, just like, I don't know, face off or something. Like, it's pretty trash. It's going pretty low D tier. You know what? It's almost as bad as the sun. We'll put it down there. Now the good one though is Thoth Boingos. This comic book, dude. This thing's so goddamn sick. Being able to like read ahead and be able to predict the future and it is never wrong. Like I don't even know where I should put this. In theory, like S tier, but I don't think it belongs in S tier. Like for OP wise. You know what? It's gotta go. Oh shit. It's gotta go pretty high C tier. Anubis now. A stand that is a sword of itself. Mind control. Can select who picks it up. Super sharp sword. Like, I don't think they would have beaten it if Polnareff wasn't. Well, no. Polnareff didn't beat it. Star Platinum did. What am I even saying? No. This thing's pretty trash. The gun is mightier than the sword. So, that being said, Anubis. Got listen. Ooh, there we go. Bastet, the stand of magnetic attraction. Bastet, whatever. The stand of magnetic attraction. Now, the idea of just having yourself become magnetized and just having metal things slowly attacking you as it gets worse is terrifying. But the fact that you have to touch one of her weird ass outlets, I don't know if I'd ever be touching one of those outlets, honestly. The fact that it's like a weird condition like that, I don't know. That's some D tier stuff. Set, the stand that I don't think anybody really likes. It's a pretty weak stand. The only thing cool about it is that it's a shadow, but you step in the shadow, you go down in age. So depending on who stepped in it, it would either like buff or nerf them, right? Like if Joseph stepped into it, it would just be Prime Part 2. Joseph attacking whatever the stand user's name was. And because of that, it forces them to go younger because it is such a weak stand. So because of that, it has to be ranked low anyways. I think it's probably a little bit more useful than Judgment and Basset. So we'll keep it there. And then Osiris, the gambling one. We're doing this off of how OP a stand is. You don't have to play poker with a stand. Like you don't have to gamble. You just beat the guy up. You don't care about the other people, so you just beat him up. And like in my mind, if you knock him unconscious, should do the same thing as him forfeiting, right? Like it would just release all the souls. Or like him passing out at the end. So I think this is F tier. I just don't know where to place it. Cause like you still have to win when you gamble. This is bottom F tier. Horus, this one. Ice manipulation, it just looks sick as hell. The stand user's cool, but obviously that doesn't come into effect here. So we're just talking about the stand itself. Like super powerful, especially compared to its user and everything. So you know what? I think that might be 8. Is it better than the water though? I think it is. It definitely is. So that has to be A tier. I think before we go any farther, I want to kind of shuffle some of these around because definitely looking at this now, it feels a little weird having some of these here. So we're gonna move this down. No. Yeah, because you can't be in the water when your own stand uses its shit. So yeah, no, that's down there. This. I don't know, man. 'Cause the gun is good, but like, how good is that fast beetle? I don't think you'd be able to shoot it. You might be able to. I'd have to look at the snow. I'd have to look at the stats, but we'll leave that there for a moment. Tenor sax, probably the easiest one to just throw into a bottom tier. Like I had to look at the Wikipedia or the JoJo fandom website for this one. Thanks to its illusions, tenor sax may be a useful stand, but was defeated too rapidly to determine any strength over the disorienting enemies. One weakness is that it doesn't create olfactory illusions, as Iggy's nose was able to detect Kenichi's presence. Which, like, yeah, okay, yeah, be able to make illusions and everything, that's useful. Is it as useful as making a sun? No. More than being able to take somebody's soul if they admit defeat in a game? Yes. And saying that, I don't even have to talk about Atom, I guess. Now this one, I'm just gonna rank it based off of which one I preferred in the show. Design wise, I prefer Atom, I guess, whatever. Like stand users, I prefer Darby. So even though I said we're not talking about users, it's going this way, and that's just how it's gonna be. Cream. Now, this one's interesting stand on where to put it on the list. Like, it is super OP in the fact that it protects the user and in reality never really has to show itself. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, like you can't be harmed inside of that little pocket dimension thing that it's in. You just have to wait for the stand to open up and for Vanilla Ice to stick, like the user to stick their head out or whatever to actually see what's going on. So because of that, it's easy A tier, maybe S tier. Because like without the sacrifice of two of the Stardust Crusaders, Polnareff doesn't make it out of there. Like that would have been the 3-team wipe there. I don't know if I put him above Justice or not. Yes, because it would beat that. So yes, I will do it that way. I think that's fair. It could even be like S tier itself, but it'll be A plus tier, I guess. And the last and final one being the world. The world. Basically anything I said for Star Platinum could also be true for the world. Now, the only thing that's kind of up for debate is the few times that they did the Aura Muda Muda fight or whatever, most of the time the world won those first couple ones. Like, but is it because of Dio's longer time using the stand? Is it, just because Dio's part vampire and everything? Because it seems like the more Jotaro tries with Star Platinum, the closer he gets to being equal to it. So kind of with that thinking, I just want to put them just side by side. Like obviously it's S tier. You stop time, you're going to S tier anyways. Well, I just want to thank you all. If you actually sat down and watched all this, thank you. Maybe I'll come back with the part 4 stand list, or if you guys want to see something specific, let me know. But I just want to thank you guys for watching.